What's going on, everyone? So first of all, before I get started on the actual video, I wanted to thank you guys for 15,000 subs. I reached that today, and it's a huge milestone for me. I didn't think I'd get that far this quickly, or really at all. I actually started my YouTube channel about 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago at this point, but it really only started to take off last year. I've actually been doing BBS videos for a little over 2 years now, but it wasn't until last year that it really started to take off, around this time actually, which is nice. So thank you guys so much. I love making content for you guys, and I will not stop. I will continue making videos for you as long as you guys watch them. So thank you guys again, and hopefully here's to another 15 more. So yeah, thank you guys a lot. Really, it means a lot. I actually wanted to make this video because I wanted to go over some of these characters, some of these floors, I mean, and try to help you guys out. So I'll go through some of the tougher ones, and if you have questions about some of these specifically, or something maybe that I didn't cover, let me know. I will be more than happy to help. Send me questions and screenshots of your characters on Discord or Twitter, and I will be more than happy to try to help you guys out with the characters you guys have. So, you know, if I don't cover something here. Now I wanted to address floor 33 because it's the floor that a lot of people are having issue with, and it makes sense. I get it. I get as to why they're having issue with it. Oops, I accidentally hit the back button. It's because floor 33 requires you to have a hollow affiliation to be able to do it, which a lot of people don't have, or a lot of people have, but it's like one of the you know, the raid characters or something like that. It's difficult to do without a hollow that's also a speed character, since speed attribute damage is multiplied times 3. But it's not impossible to do one without speed. Still, without a hollow one, I'm afraid you can't do it. It's not really, you know, it's not possible because you can't enter it. And with the raid character, it's possible with the raid character, but the time will not allow you to do it. You can't beat it in the time that it lets you. So sadly, you know, it's not really possible. Now, before I get really into it, I want to let you guys know things like this. Let me see a good example here. Okay, that's a good. Let me do another one. It's not no affiliation. That's good. Okay. No, it's not. All right. For a lot of these, we're gonna start with floor 40 because why not? For a lot of these, you'll see that has like killer times 5, or killer times 2, or killer times 3, and then it also has like speed attribute damage times 3 and things like that. For that, for you know, when it has things like this that you see like this, you want to prioritize anything other than the killer. Obviously, having a killer advantage is good, especially in this case if you have if you have a Espada, so you have an Espada killer. An Espada killer times 2 is going to do 80% damage, which is really good. You know, it's not bad. But when you have something like this, that's a captain affiliation damage times 2 and power damage times 2, then you want to prioritize that, because captain, while killer effect will give you a 80% more in this case, having a captain affiliation will give you 200% more. So you want to do that instead. In fact, Mayuri has a Soul Reaper killer, so the killer doesn't even apply in this one. It's just the power and captain. So yes, attribute and affiliation damage increase is way better than killer effect damage. Now, you will see there are some of these that have a times 10 killer. That one is actually pretty good. That's actually 200% more damage on a hollow, or Rancor, or Soul Reaper, and up to, let's see, whatever 40 times 10 is, so 400% more damage on a captain or a Espada if you have those killers. So it's actually not bad in those situations, but usually it's going to be 2, 3, or 5. So it's an advantage, yes, but don't prioritize it. Prioritize the other ones. That'll actually help you out a lot in these, so keep that in mind. With this one specifically, Stark's special doesn't have that great a range. Really, the only one you really have to worry about is the other two. Still, it's level 40. It shouldn't be too tough, especially if you have a power captain. You're set. If you have a power captain, you're pretty much done. Just dodge their first special, and you'll be fine. It doesn't have that great range anyway. With this one, you have to have a melee character. Like I said, as you can see, killer effect is times 2. There's a Rancor enemies, I believe. That's just an extra 40% damage, which is not that much. You want to prioritize heart attribute damage, which is times 3, so it would be 300%, and Soul Reaper affiliation damage 300% as well. You actually don't. Honestly, you can probably do this with one of these if you have a Soul Reaper, even if they don't have the damage, the heart attribute. You can probably get away with doing this as long as you don't use a. Try using a red one or a heart one. Red, heart, or mind. I think the other two will give you a little bit of trouble. But having one of the two, I think you'll be fine. Or having a Soul Reaper affiliation, I guess you will be fine. Still, having a heart Soul Reaper. I think I actually beat this one the first time. I might have beaten it the first time with... no, I used him for something else. Never mind. Just do that. Let's see. This one, the killer affiliation, is multiplied times 5, meaning it's 100% more damage. Don't even worry about that. Just focus on the captain affiliation damage. Captain affiliation damage, since it's 3 times 3, so 300%. You'll be fine if you have a 300% attack over the killer 100%. Still, having both, like in this case I had both, it's not that bad, so, you know, do that. Okay, 43. What did I use for this one? Okay, 43 is a tricky one. The first two bosses are actually easy. Retsu is kind of a slow attacker, and her she doesn't heal herself at all. Neither her special nor her strong attack heals her, which is nice. The Shusuke Amagai, I think is his name. He's a little bit tougher because he does use a special, but his special is one directional. If you're behind him, you're fine. He doesn't hit you if you're behind him, and his strong attacks don't have the best range. They're all very directional as well. Yama's the only one you kind of have to be careful from his special, because I think it's wider range. It's when you have to take a captain on. Having a killer affiliation on this definitely helps. Especially if it's a hollow, a captain killer. Toshiro, there's the a technique captain killer. There's very few of them. The only other one that comes to mind is actually Yama, one-armed Yama. I have to take a look at Koga. I think Koga might have a captain killer as well, but either way, I think he has a Soul Reaper killer, meaning that you'll be finding this anyway. Really, technique attribute damage is what you want to really look at. Taking a technique captain, you should be fine, since technique damage will do 500% more damage anyway, so killer is just a bonus. This one's a bit tough. I kind of want to warn you guys about this one. This one, you have the hollow killer. You know, it will be nice, it will be good, since the killer is multiplied by 5, it does double damage if you have a hollow killer. Prioritize the other two. Of course, in this situation, if you have a hollow killer, you're kind of doing the same thing as if you have a mind attribute damage, since they're both 200%. Having a hollow affiliation will definitely help in this. However, you gotta be very, very careful, because the boss is White Ichigo, who also has a hollow affiliation, and his special is full screen. It inflicts burn, and it's kind of impossible to get away from. So, you know, not impossible to get away from. It's impossible to survive it. You can get away from it by dodging it in time, or by paralyzing him or freezing him. In this case, this is what I did. I didn't take a hollow affiliation character. I took a mind character with a hollow killer. It did take me a few tries for this one on one account. On the other one, I got it first try. I didn't have the best accessories for this. I'll show you. I don't have the best accessories for this character. So it proved a little bit tougher. I did have to end up killing that Ichigo, the White Ichigo, paralyzing him and killing him that way. Like I said, surviving a special is near impossible, since he has a hollow affiliation. And that's going to do 3 times the damage for his special, so it's kind of impossible to survive it. Not, well, maybe if you have full DR, but don't do that. Yeah, my advice for this is either have a character with both a hollow and a Soul Reaper killer, like a tag team character with both of those, or take a character that can freeze, stun, or bombardment and can kill that Ichigo instantly. That's my advice for this. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really difficult. Let's see. In this one's a little easier. It's a boss mode. The last boss doesn't use her special, which has definitely helped, so you don't take damage, and she doesn't heal. Now the second boss, her special is very, very easy to dodge. It's it's got like, just be on the other side of the screen, you're fine. Not even on the other side, just be a little bit away from her, you're fine. Yachiru, I think I killed her faster than she could use her special. And honestly, if you have your special, use it on Yachiru. I would recommend using your special on Yachiru, knocking her out first, because the other two, one of them doesn't have it, and the other one's easy to dodge. Killer advantage on this, having a Soul Reaper killer, prioritize Arankar, because having an Arankar will get you 300% damage, where a killer effect will only give you 200%. If you have a speed Arankar, even better. If you have an Arankar that's not speed, and you have a Soul Reaper killer, that works just as well as having an Arankar with a speed attribute. I managed to beat this with Sun, who fit all three of these requirements, but then I needed Sun, so I went back and beat it with Halibel. It wasn't that difficult, so yeah, it's a pretty easy one to do. Let's see here. This one, let's see, speed attribute damage, Soul Reaper affiliation. Prioritize those. The Soul Reaper, the killer effect is not going to do you any good in this, since you'll have to have a hollow killer to really take advantage of it. You can also have a captain killer and take out Shinji pretty easily, but honestly, having a speed Soul Reaper, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So yeah, do that. The killer, okay, but it's just an extra 20 or 40% damage depending on the situation. So it's not that big a deal. Let's see here. I'm gonna skip over the extra floors just because, you know, they're extra floors. Let's see, what do we have here? Paralysis. Okay. Power attribute damage and killer times 10. This is one situation where the killer actually does come in handy. Having a killer here will give you, if it's a Soul Reaper killer, which I guess you'll have to do a Soul Reaper killer since she's not a captain. Having a Soul Reaper killer here will grant you 20% times 10. That's 200% more damage. I don't think you need it necessarily to beat it, as long as you got a really good power character that can, for lack of a better term, power through this. But having a power character with a Soul Reaper killer definitely helps. If you don't have one, I think you can get it done with a power character alone, but I wouldn't risk it. I would just take whatever you have that's a Soul Reaper killer power character, which there are quite a few of, so you shouldn't have a problem. A lot of you guys have Uryu. Uryu matches that description, so you should be fine if you use Uryu. 48 for this one. Okay, this one is another boss room. I love boss rooms because they're super easy, except for the last one, which I will get into. Having a killer on this one, you don't have to have an Espada killer. It's definitely easier if you have an Espada killer. I had just a regular Rancor killer and I was able to do it just fine. Honestly, having a Soul Reaper killer getting 500% more damage is all you need. Yeah, it's really all you need. There are plenty of Soul Reapers with a Rancor damage, so that shouldn't be an issue. I didn't even have an attribute advantage. I didn't take a Mind character. I just used any random attribute. So having any Soul Reaper with a Rancor killer, not any Soul Reaper, but a good Soul Reaper with a Rancor killer, you should be fine. Yeah, you should be fine. So this one's kind of an easier boss one, though you do have to be careful of their specials. They increase the range on their specials, especially Halibel's. Her special didn't ever really have that much range, but this one does, so you do have to be on the other side of the room to avoid it, or dodge on the precise time, which is about a millisecond after they get to half health. Dodge. Let's see here. This one, okay, this one's funny because I actually beat this one. I went back and beat it with Kaname to unlock the secret room, but I actually beat this one first with White Day Kenny. He also has a Soul Reaper killer, which kind of boosted me, but honestly, having a Heart Soul Reaper, you should be fine. That's what, like 5 times more damage right there, so you should be fine. The boss is easy to avoid since, like I said, his strong attacks are very one-directional. His special is also one-directional. And if you hit him from far away, his special takes a while to get to you, meaning you can dodge even if it's pointing in your direction. So it will hit hard if it hits you, though, and it will inflict burn, but it won't kill you, and you can then take him out. It's also 49. It's not too tough. That said, the enemies do have a lot of health, so it takes something that can actually, inflict damage fast. Okay, floor 50. I'm gonna get into this one a little bit more. If you have a no affiliation character that's a good character, such as one of the movie characters, I think you'll be fine. It's 5 times the damage. you can clear it. And most no affiliation characters, if not all of them, I think, have a Soul Reaper killer or a Captain Killer. I have to take a look at the list, but most of them have a Soul Reaper killer. So you'll have the killer advantage, even though it's not that much. If you have a no affiliation that's a metal exchange character, I don't think that's enough to get this done. You're better off getting a technique character and doing it that way. Okay, I'm gonna get through a few of these that are not the no affiliation ones, because we already covered those. Here are some characters that can clear it that I've seen done that can clear this that have an affiliation. Aizen is the one that I used, and it took me an eternity, but clearly it can be done. His killer does come into play here. It does an extra 40% damage because it's multiplied times 2, and his regular attacks do an extra times 2 damage. It's not enough. It was enough barely, but this is what I used for him. I'll show you guys what I used for him. It's a bit surprising what I used for him, because it's not that much of an increase in abilities. I tried several different combos for this specific character, and this is the one that worked for me. What I did was I killed Renji immediately with my special, since it has a chance to instant kill. Just reset until you kill Renji. Rukia is the tougher one. Rukia is really hard. Her attacks are kind of one directional except for one. So you can kind of just attack her that way. Which is what I ended up doing. I attacked her with my strong attacks and my normal attack, dodging as much as I can. You're going to have to dodge her first special. You have to dodge her first special. Because if you don't, you're pretty much screwed. It's easy to dodge since you know when it's coming. When you bring her health down to half, she'll use her special. Dodge it in time and continue doing damage that way. I think I actually got hit by her second special. I did get hit by her second special. It wasn't enough to kill me. That's actually why I have so much health, is because, and damage reduction is, I did that so it wasn't enough to kill me, and then I was eventually able to kill her with my normal attacks. So your normal attack, if you use Aizen, is very, very important because of this. It's boosted an extra 33%, so you actually do a decent amount of damage. Rukia is going to take you several tries if you do it this way. It's a very difficult character to beat because of her freezing, but it is possible. After that, though, Ichigo is the one that, it's a little easier with Ichigo, honestly. Renji is tough because his attacks have good range, it's hard to get near him, and surrounding you is stuff that makes you slow. So that's why I said use the instant kill on Renji. Rukia is only tough because of her freezing, but really, she goes down easy if you dodge her attacks. Ichigo's the easiest out of the three. All you have to do is make a quick right or left and get Ichigo stuck behind the railing. That'll let you attack him and him not able to attack you. Do that until you get to about half health, and then attack and dodge. Attack, wait a millisecond till he's about to activate a special, and then dodge. You will get hit a little bit by his special, I think, unless you manage to fully dodge it. But as soon as the special's over, go back behind the railing again, make him get stuck, and then finish him off with your normal attack and your strong attacks. And be super quick about it. If you fail, restart that stage again. Like, get out of the game and go back to that, because to get there is really difficult. And yeah, just hit him as fast as you can, kill him as quickly as you can, because you will not be able to survive a second special unless you get really, really lucky. So that's my strategy with Aizen. I'll get through some of these other characters as well, just because I did try them. Like I said, I tried several different combinations with this. I've seen it done with Tag Team Koga, though I don't really have him. It can be done, and it makes sense because he has a vortex move. You can get them stuck in the vortex and move far away from them before their special hits. That's one strategy. He also has burn damage and I think weakening as well. So if you do it that way, you have burn and weakening going for you, plus that vortex move. Plus, Koga has a 160% mag, so you have that going for you as well, and he has a damage reduction that's boosted. So he's got a lot of things going for him. Koga can get this done as well. I've seen a lot of people say use Riruka on this. Riruka can also get it done. She also has debilitating weakening. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure it's debilitating. But either way, if you can get them to be weakened before they use the special, they're not going to do any damage to you. The only one that's going to be an issue if you do it that way is Rukia, and that's because even if you hit her with weakening, if she hits you with a special, you're going to get frozen, and freezing lasts longer than weakening. So you got to be careful with Rukia and try to kill her instantly or as quickly as you can. I've seen it done. Obviously, it's the no affiliation ones. Tech ones can do it. I did it with Ururu on my other account. Let's see who else can do this. Okay, Hallibell. Technique Hallibell, Valentine's Hallibell, Cacao Society Hallibell, same character. She can do it, but she can only do it if you have a super high SP. And maybe even link slots, although that might not be required. I didn't have that great of SP when I tried her, that's why I wasn't able to do it with her. But she does do a decent amount of damage, and her moves are perfect for keeping these guys away from you in time for the special. That's actually a good option, is to push them away in time for the special. And you should be fine, honestly. I did that with both, when I used her, I did it with both Renji and Rukia. And honestly, the reason I couldn't do it with Hallibell is because I ran out of time. It wasn't because she wasn't strong enough, because she is. It's just because I ran out of time, and I didn't have good enough accessories to be able to beat it in time. So yeah, that's another one that can do it. If you don't have Tenza, if you're trying it with Tenza, unless you have like link slots maxed, I don't think you can do it with Tenza, which is a shame because he meets the killer and technique damage, but it's just not enough with Tenza. You will get hit with specials, and it's gonna suck. If you have Kokuto, I think you can do it, even though he's not technique. I know Shuren can do it since he's got no affiliation. He's also got bombardment on his, making for quick, a quick one. He's also got a damage reduction soul trait. I think Ganryu can do it if you dodge fast enough. Plus, he's got debilitating paralysis, so do that and hit with a couple attacks. You'll be fine. He's got a really high attack. So yeah, it's just a few characters you can get this done with. There are plenty of other ones that might be able to do it. Actually, that's not true. There's not plenty of other ones. There's just a few. This is a hard one to do. They should not have waited to do the no affiliation one for the end, but they did. And what are you gonna do? Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for these. If you need help on any of the other floors that I didn't ask, that I didn't cover, or even ones that I did cover, and you're wanting to know, if they can do it, like I said, send me a message on Discord, send me a message on Twitter. I really don't mind. I actually really enjoy helping people out with these, or giving them advice on how to do them. It's a lot of fun for me to give advice. So yeah, feel free to ask me, send me a screenshot of the characters that you have so that I can try to work out a strategy or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for this video. Once again, thank you guys so much for the 15K. It's a dream come true. I've been wanting to make, I've been into gaming videos for like years at this point, since high school, and that was several years ago already. And so it was a dream of mine. I started in 2013. It picked up a little bit, nothing too crazy, but it wasn't until 2 years ago when I started doing BBS videos. First year, I got almost 1,000, and then by the end of the first year, I did hit 1,000. And here we are 1 year later at 15K. So it's been a dream. It's been a dream, and here's to another 15. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for subbing. Hope you guys found this helpful. Like I said, DM me if you have questions. And yeah, take care.